I mean, this is just, we're in these sort of like, this is a weird time for politics right now. It is because the government is shut down. The pain that is being caused by this government shutdown is not clear to most people unless you know a federal worker. And the damage that it's doing to this country is not obvious. It's like one of those kidney punches, right? Like it starts to cause problems like 2 or 3 weeks later. And that's what we're going through now. The implications of this, I had a piece the other day from the Norman paper in Oklahoma or something, talking about how the local services for battered women and women and children who are victims of domestic violence, they were starting to have to lay off support staff to help folks like this. And so it is always people at the margins who feel this pain first. And we go about our daily lives, aren't necessarily aware of it. And it won't be until we get another couple of weeks where the TSA and maybe the air traffic controllers start to say, like, you know what, I'm sick, I can't come into work today. Where we will start to hear about it. And mark my words on this. When plane travel starts to be constrained, we will hear a lot more about it, because that's when wealthy people start to be aware of this stuff. And if someone, God forbid, somebody gets super sick from a lack of sort of the consistent FDA inspections. I mean, they're apparently going to be putting inspectors on and deem them as necessary workers for the most high-risk foods. But broadly speaking, you know, the reason why you do consistent investigations and scrutiny of the food system, even in the low-risk foods, is that sometimes something happens. But mark my words, when the plane travel starts to be impinged, that's when you'll start to hear about it more. And I imagine local level, you know, if you live in Iowa or you live in Kansas, you're reading about the farmers are starting to have problems. I would imagine like everybody's got a story around this around the country, but in terms of it being a national story, of course, these things are all regional. That's the whole point of it. It won't be until you get to something like plane travel, because that becomes it's literally a way that the nation is connected, and wealthy people experience it directly. I mean, you'd hear about it if refund checks are late. That you'll also hear about. But but in the meantime, it ends up being a culture war. And we end up seeing freak shows like the President of the United States. And look, I don't care that the President of the United States loves fast food. Great. And I don't care about a football team that thought they, got excited about going to visit the White House, and they basically end up going through the drive-through. I mean, that seems like a drag. But,
like Castle House.
Yeah, but I don't care. Really about that. But this is a freak show. I mean, I'm sorry. We're looking at this golden candelabra and these Big Macs or whatever it is stacked up on these
quarter pounders, on
these silver trays. And Donald Trump is sitting there like beaming with pride. And I mean, this is I don't even know what to say.
It's the party of Lincoln.
Breaking rules.
It's the party of Lincoln.
He finally gets to fulfill his destiny as a burger sommelier.
You watch like things like for people who watch Game of Thrones, they had this the Mad King was a storyline, and you're just like, how does stuff like that happen? And then to be living it.
How many nuggets does the Mad King have?
That's
Now, what's your favorite thing here, Mr. President?
I like it all. It's all good stuff.
Do you
Great American food.
Pause it for 1 second. I'm also like, I'll tell you
Very
something.
stable, very legal, very cool.
There were some moves that Anthony Adamrick had on the President show that I felt were like caricatures of Trump. And Trump, with his pivoting here, sort of just like swiveling back and forth as if his neck is like doesn't have the ability to move. He moves his whole body. Like I keep seeing more and more of Anthony Adamrick in the president. Like I feel like the president is becoming the caricature.
It was a good
See at the end of this evening how many are left.
Do you prefer McDonald's or Wendy's?
I like them all.
That's a tough question.
If
Not
it's
a
American,
softball.
I like it. It's all American stuff. So, but it's good stuff. And we have the national champion team, as you know, Clemson Tigers. And they had a fantastic game against Alabama. And they're all here. They're right outside the room. And I think we're going to let you see them. But I'll bet you as much food as we have pizzas, we have 300 hamburgers, many French fries.
Many French
All of
fries.
our favorite foods.
Probably too
I
many
wanna
to
see
count. I
what's
can't
here
count.
when we leave, because I don't think it's going to be much. The reason we did this is because of the shutdown. We want to make sure that everything is right. So we sent out, we got this, and we have some wonderful people working at the White House. They helped us out with this. And I will say the Republicans are really sticking together. It's great to see because we need border security. We have to have it. We have to have it, no doubt about it. Should have happened 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago. And it's going to happen now. Going to happen now. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Enjoy your food.
Thank you.
Enjoy the slop that we have presented to you.
Of course.
Oh,
but
hell yeah.
Where else could you go though? Like in my mind, the obvious analog is Obama shutting down the government to like expel European immigrants and then inviting like some like African soccer teams over for like tahini. It's like we got the pulley, we got grape leaves, we got hummus. I tell you what, we should have gotten rid of people from Norway a long time ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago. But we're going to do it. Democrats are sticking together, even the devils. And what do you like better, Yemeni food or Iranian food? It's all good. Love it all. All comes from Muslim countries. It's all great.
If you think that's weird, just wait till he appoints the Hamburglar to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, exactly. Here is
It's all great food. It's all great.
these guys. The players come in, and you can hear one of them say, "I thought this was a joke." Because they showed up and someone clearly said, "Look, guys, we've got a ton of fast food for you." And they're all like, "We didn't come all the way to the way." I guess we did.
I thought it was a joke.
I got 3 burgers that I could only get if I had about $12 and went down the street and got into the drive-through. Here is Anthony Adamrick, as Donald Trump. Where'd it go? Did you get it?
Yeah, why would Trump ever joke about that? Like, this is his favorite stuff right here. It's finally his time to shine.
Now, the best thing about Wendy's is it's square. And when it's square, you get the meat, you get more burger. You want to get down and dirty, get some Burger King. That's when Mama's not home to watch you. Mama's not home. And you know you can get dirty with him.
He's just a little baby.
I'm gonna throw up.
So disgusting. That's.
I'm gonna throw up.
Oh, Jesus.
No, I'm not.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, folks.
That should have come with a warning.
Yeah.
Today was the day Donald Trump became president.
Indeed.
We got tabbouleh, we got hummus, we got lebna.
Folks.